And happy Friday, everyone. We get to doing some Rust today. Now, I don't have my chat going yet. Updated my Raspberry Pi. It is... Oh, and I also updated Rust on it. So it's rebuilding Capitan. Alright, got the phone set up. Firefox is taking a while. Rust C is taking all of the resources. Hey, morning, Museum. Crane left backend for Rust C was merged yet recently. Ooh, nice. It's only enabled for building the compiler itself. Well, that is still really, really exciting. That is really cool. That would be really nice. It's to get that 40% decrease in build times. Would be incredible. Alright. That would be awesome. I mean, right now, Rust Analyzer does a lot for you. Because Rust Analyzer will tell you what's broken before you actually get to quote unquote run the compiler, right? Alright, let's get going. Where are we? We are on that. Okay. We're in that branch for Godot Rust. It'll make Rust Analyzer faster too. Wow. Well, I mean, I guess the startup time for Rust Analyzer is a little slow. But outside of that, I mean, it's telling me that I have errors before I finish the line. I don't know if I need errors before I start typing. Yeah, for the squiggles, yeah. That'd be great. Like it's telling you that you're going to have a squiggle. Like, hold on, rethink what you're thinking. You know what? I don't want to do one of these. I'm gonna fix that. Ooh, what did I do recently? I think I did. I think I did tell it to update something recently. I don't know though. Most downloaders there doesn't do type checking or anything like that. I see, just trace solving. Oh, I see, I see. There we go. That's pretty cool. That's really cool. I wonder if that will have like what sort of impact that'll have on the community. Just having the development system like that faster. Will it accelerate things, or is the learning curve still going to be an issue? Will that actually help with the learning curve because people will get feedback faster? Ooh, where did I turn that off? I didn't want that off. Godot Rust, Godot Rust. I want to go look at my PR because there are certain things I want to undo. It's only slow when you add in heavy depths. I see. I think I'm partly excited about having Crane Lift over there. Um, yeah, I don't understand Crane Lift well enough, but it seems like there should be some way for that to also help with macros. I don't know why, but I see Crane Lift and I see WASM, and they're like in the same bucket meant for me mentally. And it's like, wow, it's like WASM. Like maybe we could have macros and WASM files and stuff like that actually over there as well. The whole running macros faster. But I know that's probably not true. But it's like they're just in the same box mentally. Greenlish is basically LLVM, but written in Rust and doesn't have to do super fancy optimizations. I see. All right, I want to clean this up and make it an actual PR because there's been like all of the feedback thus far has been a heart tier, which I appreciate. Um, but I want to move this along. I think part of that, part of the stuff that I want to undo, um, has to do with some of the code which in my opinion isn't needed, quote unquote, yet. Um, I would like this PR to be a little smaller because I think it's going to be hard to reason through in its current state. So let's see, I want to match. Smaller PRs? Not you? I just want to make sure that the changes in here are done purposely. Um, like supporting this at the tests here. It's nice to have these, but I don't know. You got lazy and a huge PR for Twitch chat. Oh my goodness. That's a 9,000 line spread there. Adjust the heater. Be right back. That's like 20 commits. Oh goodness. Wow. So one thing that I was unsure about with this was the changes in the TokenStream 2 setup. I'm not sure. I'm not. See, this is what gets me. Um, these were changed so that I could basically set this up, but I don't know how much value this is adding, and if this makes it easier to maintain, if it's just overhead. I mean, the other tests for this, they're in other places, right? It's not kind of a little um, test module here. So I'm having second thoughts about these elements. Basically, the changes that support parse, using parse2, etc. in these locations. It's completely compatible with TokenStream. So just a shim to backport to older versions of the compiler. I see. So given that, is it a bad thing to, let's see, where are we in here? Core macros. Oh no, these are the wrong macros. Is it in here? All right, here. It's also forward compatible. Let's see. Hmm. So when having these macros, in the current implementation here, I've constrained token stream to the function that is called by the compiler. And then everything from there is basically token stream 2 as it goes further into the code. Let me see if I can find an example here. That's methods. And then we convert this a little bit later. Yeah, to token stream 2. And I guess what's getting me is this a reasonable change? Right? Having token stream here, and basically token stream itself is constrained to that function. Anything past there is token stream 2. And it's the same with the other methods that have been changed in here. Well, they're not methods, they're functions. Okay, not that one though, I didn't do that one. Like this one here. I think we did the same thing with this one. With the derive input. Derive from variant. Okay, those I don't think I changed. It looks like it's really just in here. That's in derive. That's what we end up passing in. So I'm gonna look at this file in the PR and see how much of this has changed. Oh, it's right there. So we moved some of this parsing up that was happening down further. As part of this was a token stream. We wanted to be able to call these other functions from the tests. So some of this actually was pulled up from the calling function that's called derive methods. So it's receiving the impl block instead of these two. Interesting going back and looking at the code again. We're doing the input validation right here at the entry point. That seems reasonable. Why would we end up just passing stuff through? As if it was shared. Errors with input. Okay, that's good, good. That pattern is common. Okay. But it doesn't seem like we wouldn't want it. Okay, so that's returning early. In the second method, you do the error handling? I see. Say copy link location. I see, so just getting the stuff that they want out. Hmm. Interesting. Hey, good morning, Pink Fluffy Llama. Gonna take a peek at these other ones too. Yeah, okay, same thing. Unwrap RLs, 2 compile errors. Interesting. I see, and they end up returning a list of errors, well, a vector of errors, mapping that, each one of those to the compiler error, and then just including all of those in the output. Interesting. All right, so if we were going to try to do that with this, see, what do we have down here? We've got a couple of these. Profiled. This is still in lib. Interesting. Where's error with input? Oh, it's actually in that function. And this is essentially what the, well, it's more elegantly set up piece here is doing. That they're using TokenStream 2 from then on. I see that they're using, let's see, they pull this into derive input. And this is going to be taking it to expand. Well, that's Token Stream 2, isn't it? Basically goes back to Token Stream 1 here. Okay. So what else do we have here? We have this macro, proc macro attribute. We have methods. We have profile, not touching that one. Derive native class. I see. I do like the other pattern that they're using. You'd love to get one of those Fender American and acoustic guitars in green. Acoustic Fenders. It's funny, I don't normally think of Fenders as acoustic. Ah, more of a hollow body electric. I see. All right, let's change this up. All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and put this across. Async trade is a little different. It passes a exclusive borrow of an item around. Copy link location. Let's take a look. So we have async trade. Parse macro input. Okay, so they have the items. Token stream versus. Oh, okay. I see. So basically, you end up mutating this thing around, and then you return this. Huh. Okay. That makes sense too. Let's see. We do that in a couple places as well, don't we? That's profiled. Where is our... Huh. I see. We end up cloning and then just including it. So we pass this impl block through here. Add the errors to the item directly instead of returning the errors. I think there was a reason why we couldn't do that. Wasn't there? Oh, no, because we still need to have the input. That's right, because if we don't have the input, then we'll get some other compiler errors. So including the input actually silences some of the other compiler errors. Subtly different styles. By they, you mean Dietelne? Yes. Oh. Yes, I understand. So coming back through, not this one. Look at this error again. So in this case, when they do a proc macro derive, okay, that's a derive, and the derive lets you generate code but not mutate the input stream. So this one I get because that input stream is still actually held by the compiler. So it's not like you consume it and you destroy it. This error is the most common form. Let's see. Then Serday here is also doing that, which makes sense. How they're doing this. Then when you get to this is a proc macro attribute, and you have to include the original stream. Otherwise, you end up getting other errors. And that's why they're just tacking on the errors. There's an entrance merge request that you need to review, but there's no merge request to be seen. Wrong repo? Oh, that's funny. Normally you just do quote args my stuff. I see. Coming back to this example then. Oh, I guess, no, that doesn't make this one here. Yeah. Concatenating the old with the new. But I think in our case, we also have to, didn't we have to remove elements? Or am I thinking of the exercises that we had gone through? Because methods has to remove other, no, it does have to mutate it, doesn't it? If we come in here, wind up mapping through into iter. I thought there was a case where we ended up identifying something and then dropping a portion of it. So we can't just take the input and drop it into the output. We actually have to remove portions. Let me go look at the macro docs on this. GD native, documentation. Ah. Ah. Where's the documentation on this? Was it on native class? Yeah, you have this, which has those elements, but then you can also have methods. I mean, that's the same thing. Let's go look at the book on that. You can add documentation to that derive macro. Oh, that would be fantastic. Because the methods let you decide what you want to export. Oh, that's what the attribute was. It was export. So if we come in here, exported method. Well, GD native expose, builder call site. Okay, so here's our builder. Here's the AST items. I'm pretty sure somewhere in here that element is actually getting removed. Because if we come back, let's see, is this here? Here's a good example. Methods here ends up removing export. Right? It replaces export with a bit of code. So that has to be removed. You can use iterate or sum like collect? I did not know that. Huh. No, that's cool. Let's go back to the 7th tab. Go back a little bit. Come back here. I'm just trying to reason through why we need this in one pattern or the other. And I think in the first example, we couldn't actually do it the way that they're doing in this error because we have to output the input, which is fine, right? We could do the quote. But it would have to be the version that, I guess for the error we could still do that. We could still do something similar to this. So it's more like this. But it'd be the item and the errors. But if we have an error, I don't know if the items are returned. All right, so going into here, this returns a token stream 2. We might just want to return, I guess, tagging the errors onto it. That could be interesting. All right, so if we're going to put this back and convert it to one of those other forms, we have impl block here, which is really a token stream. This bytes. Oh, and you can sum it. Huh, that's pretty cool. That's neat. Are there other I mean, there must be other similar similar functions that let you do the same thing. All right. All right, let's clean this up. Now in this case, they're parsing these two elements and then passing the args and the item through. Now, we are expecting this one to actually be a nothing. Why do we keep meta around? Why is this cloned? Ah, for the error. I see. Yeah, we can fix that by passing it through and returning, well, the result. See, in this case, they're not expecting this to fail, are they? Oh, this returns early. That's why we can't do this. Just collect summon product. I see. All right, so this is why we can't actually do this. Parse macro input returns an error directly, and it doesn't actually include the input here. So if we try to do a parse macro input as nothing, it would return early but not include input, which is why we're doing it this way. It's basically the expanded form of that, where we return the error along with the input stream. So while this is very terse, we're not able to use it because we actually need the input. Yeah. That makes sense. Interesting. That means that we could either convert it to a token stream 2 here and pass that in and let them do the cast to nothing. Then we handle this separately. Your pen ran out of ink. Code review is that bad? Huh? What kind of pen do you have? Oh yeah, this is. You're right. This should be an is error. You don't know if parse is input for borrowed parse? Oh, interesting. I see. Let's go look at Sin. Oh, nice. Uniball eye pens, which are pretty comfy. Aren't there lefty fountain pens? I thought they had a couple of things like that. Are they? I wonder what the difference is, like the technical difference in this. I guess it's the nib. Must be shaped differently. To make it flow one way versus the other. Makes sense. Just rotate. It's got to be more complicated than that. Yeah, I'm okay with this. I think it kind of marries with that pattern. Oh, I see. That makes sense. There's always a Da Vinci method of just writing from the right side to the left. Yeah, and I see what this is doing. It's just to be totally backwards and confuse everyone. Imagine getting the space / line estimation wrong. Hey, Killer Queen 55. This is in Rust today. We're writing in Rust. I'm looking through this code, just trying to figure out if there's a simpler way. And coming back to this code here, which Museum pointed us out, the reason that we can't do this, because our code is most similar to this, is because these functions here return early. And if we return early, then we get additional compiler errors, which I'm trying to avoid. So we have to return an error that has the input. But it does feel like this would be simplified by by passing these in one level. So converting them to a token stream 2, passing them in, and then if something does go wrong, we just include the original input and go on from there. They return the result of the parse straight method here. Right. The parse straight method on args and item. Which makes sense. It's just that oh, interesting. They return the shove your error in the error side of it. That's interesting. How would you do that? So basically call parse on nothing, and then map error. Oh, well, that's neat. No, it's not same. It would basically be the same thing, but kind of flipped. That's interesting. I just want to see that. So it would be sin, parse, nothing, parse, basically. And then we give it the meta. Clone there. So that would return an error here. And then we'd map error here with some function. Keep going. Oh, you were talking about implementing parse on my type. I see. Sorry. So you're saying the idea here is to create my own type, which is basically a nothing as well, that then errors with the additional information in it. Oh, look at these. R, F, K, and I. And if we just wanted to call the trait function on this, nothing here, parse, nothing. Huh. Oh, sin parse parse. Oh, it wants a parse buffer, not a token stream. I see, and that's what those other functions actually do to convert it. Ah, okay. That's making more sense. So you provided the token stream. Oh, I see, and then it calls parse, giving it the parse function for t and the tokens. That is neat. That is neat. Huh. All right, so basically what this comes back to is, well, let me undo a little bit. Where were we? Go back here. So in this case, we end up giving it nothing, and that gives it the function to pass to the parser, and then let it clone like so. I mean, oh, oh, that's interesting. So in this case, we can map error, getting whatever the error is, which we are going to throw away. That returns a token stream. Did I not close that? That's closed. Okay. Now this is returning a token stream, which is not what we want. We want to return an error. I know this isn't pretty. I just want to see it work first. Hmm. And this here returns a result, right? So we should be able to do that on the result that comes off of this. Oh, it's not implemented for token stream. It returns a new E. All right. I haven't done Rust in like a week. Wow. Um, question mark operator. Okay. So, okay, first off, do this. Let's get that out of there. That's annoying me. Oh, because it's. Uh, yeah, because we can't return that. So that's not the return type. So in this case, we'd still have to, if is error, return the error. Well, in this case, then we wouldn't have the error. We'd have to build it outside of this, etc. So the takeaway here. We do that instead. And then we, yeah. I mean, this instead of the map error, because we're not actually using anything from the error, just the signal that it is an error. And the only reason that we have this here is because of the token stream and using that instead of quote and generating the error. Huh. Oh, I wanted to look at this again. It'd be nice to be able to do that. We need the input. I wonder if there's another way to not have to kind of double encode that. Because we're going basically from token stream 2, well, from token stream 1 to 2 to 1 again. Very short period. Input here gets converted just so that quote can handle it. And it doesn't handle multiple errors, which is where I think this is going to end up. Quote should work on token stream 2. Yeah, that's what we're doing. We convert it to token stream 2 just to convert it back to a token stream 1. It's a little weird. It's almost like we just want to append the input to the token stream, right? The error. Is there another way to expand a token stream? Let's go back here, token stream. Oh, that's actually here. So we can extend. Is that available to us? If we had that and we did a .2 compiler error, that returns a token stream. That's the error in there. Oh, this does need a return. Instead of the unit output. Oh, extend doesn't actually oh, I see. So we do error extend input and then error. But that has to be a collection. Is it once? Yeah. That's a token stream. Why is extend only for... I mean, this doesn't know about token stream 2. Morning, Raimo. You have a question about Rust format? Ooh, interesting. Now, input in this case should be a token stream. Ones. Now it's saying it's a procmac2 token stream. I thought this error here. Alright, so this is probably the wrong type. Was it standard proc macro? That's just proc macro. Okay. Okay, that should error. Yes. Alright. Someone issued a pull request to one of your crates. They want it to conform to Rust format, but the default config makes your code look ugly in parts. So that's really interesting. For me, if the default formatter isn't like the Rust format isn't working for you, I I mean it's your circus, your monkeys, your rules, right? So whatever you want, it goes with your stuff, right? Like your library. Um, Now, and I would be completely okay coming in and contributing to your library with, your rules, right? It's your town. Um, I also think that, like for me, as long as I can read it quickly, efficiently, and it's maintainable, I don't care, right? That's why I tend to use Rust format, and I just change the word wrap most of the time, um, the length of the word wrap for streaming, right? Because sometimes having code on the stream it gets a little long, and so I think now I've gone back to using the 120 character. I used to have the console output on the right over here before I used Rust format. Excuse me, Rust analyzer, and it made it a lot quicker to iterate because I could see the errors quickly. But now I think I'm just back to using the default. Morning, JT. Oh yeah. Oh, interesting. So that ignore, is that, are you giving it a path there? Saying ignore all the things? Ah, interesting. Okay. I'm just wondering what the slash is in that array. That's the manifest root. Gotcha. Oh, that makes your intentions clear. I think I value consistent styling over any specific style. All right, we got the extend. All right. I mean, this seems okay, but it seems like we could actually push that down into here instead of using quote. Yeah. Uh, Alright, that simplifies that a bit. Um, hmm. Yeah, once is cool. I also like that some works for that too. Hmm. Now what about this block? Hmm. So this to me feels like it's really along the same lines as this code over here, right? In that I'm having to attach the input along with the error, and this is returning the error directly. So really that translates to these functions here and here, or these blocks here and here. I mean, we could convert that a little bit, but seems okay. Isn't there some way to basically append one iterator to another without collecting them? Yeah, chain. It's called chain. Error with input. Okay, this. All right, that I think is okay. And to me, it's performing the same sort of thing here that these two elements here do. The only difference now is it's down here. And in this case, it's modifying the input block. It's doing the into, which arguably is and they're just being expressive here, token stream from. So you see exactly what it is. In this case, they're expanding item. Now, what are we doing? In this case, we give the input block it's entirely to that. We get a token stream 2 out. Should be okay. Okay, yeah, that's not bad at all. Profiled, I don't think we touched on here. Let's fix this up again. Send parse on that. Now in this case, we can just return the error. More than patatas del papa. I mean, part of me wants to like still push this into the inner function just so that the error can be returned a consistent way. Let's see what happens here. We have to give the empty native class in this case. Oh, what's that? Can you get the context? We are looking at some of the macros inside of the GD native library. And if you're asking about the cheat sheet, we're talking about this Rust cheat sheet here. Yeah, I wonder if we can actually combine these two errors instead of having the one for each case. I mean, if it can't be parsed as derive input, then... Oh, actually, why aren't we doing the parse macro input on that? Well, that should just be like this, right? And that's the equivalent, isn't it? Oh, my mouse wires. Oh. All right, there we've got our parse macro input. Good, input as derive. Now if we look at this, in this case, let's do the map instead. Map error, receive error. That goes through. Actually, what? How did they do that over here? Yeah, they did the unwrap or else. That's right. And what is... Which isn't quite what we want, is it? What are semicolons? Oh yeah, Vectrain. Vectrain is cool. Oh yes, I remember Fizzbuzz. Nice. Oh. That's gonna return a result. Okay, but if the result fails, get rid of that error here. Now these both should end up in the same with the same type. Is there a way to unwrap a result, like a result that has both error and OK of the same type, to a single value? Let's say you just want to return that value. Because unwrap or else returns the contained OK value, or computes it, but I don't want that. Maps the result TE by you, applying a function that to a contained OK value. Oh, I see. It takes two functions. I did not see that before. I could use a map or else. And in this case, it would be identity, or we return a token stream. Is it a token stream 2? Oh, it's just a regular token stream. Why are we returning a regular token stream there? That's odd. Regardless. In that case, we could use identity. Where is identity? Standard convert identity. That is longer than the other function. Error, okay. Take that. Sin error. That It's not right. Is it because it doesn't know the type here? It doesn't. Identity is a rare function. I like identity. I mean, I want the exact same thing. Yeah. Oops. Yeah, I don't think I can figure out the type. Let foo. Found send error. I thought this was supposed to let me convert to the map or else. I guess we're already there. Oh, E is a wait. D and F. Oh, I got them backwards. That's why you don't use the method, it's backwards. Yeah, I can see. Oh, that, and I forgot to close the... Forgot to close the principles. It should be or else math. Alright, that seems okay. I like using this here. I think that'll be fine. Let's see what an option. On option is different? Hmm. The default element goes first, then the mapping of the sum, just why it's backward on result. In the same order. Oh, none errors, I'm okay. Yeah, I've been going through, and this past couple days I haven't been streaming. I've had to ended up at the DMV yesterday. That was fun. I guess just life. Life's happening. I have missed programming in Rust. I like Rust. Has the DMV adjusted well to COVID? Let's see where I am. You go inside, you put your name and phone number, cell phone number on a list and take a number. Then you go wait in your car and they call you. The DMV hasn't adjusted well to Earth. Yeah, in our area it was 5 people were allowed in at a time. Oh, that's funny. Strangely more efficient. Hmm. Oh, wait, what is it doing? UI tests have been running for over 60 seconds. I don't remember seeing that. Ashburn has some nice APIs. Am I doing this in the wrong place? Ah, wrong place. I've been playing with the raw entry API to check to see if something is in a map, returning early without allocating a known type. Oh, interesting. Nice. Where are my other tests? Let's see, give a Q or pre-computed hash instead of a K. Oh, interesting. Like a normal entry would. That's cool. So you don't have to hash it twice. That's pretty cool. Unless you bail out before an insert is done. Hmm. What? Oh. Hey, look at that. It's passing. Well, this is good. I'm gonna have to get going here in a moment. Oh, it's gonna do the commit downs. All right, y'all. We're gonna raid Ryan Levick. think we need to finish cleaning this up probably this weekend sometime. Well, until next time, thanks for hanging out. And Final Smart, I believe so. All right. Till next time. Bye bye.